We continue our look ahead to the weekend's action in the SEC with Mr. College Football, Tony Barnhart, joining us on the show. Arkansas at Texas A&M. Another game that I think will get probably a little bit more attention than maybe it deserves in terms of the records. I'm certainly interested to see how the Razorbacks do. How about you, Tony? What do you think?
Well, last week was just a disaster.
Yeah,
losing to Rutgers. We all assumed, I certainly assumed, that with Tyler Wilson coming back, that they would certainly be able to handle Rutgers. That gives you an insight as to where that football program is. And now, as we said earlier, they've got to go on the road, and they've got to go to Texas A&M. And Kyle Field is never an easy place to play. I think Texas A&M wins this game because the Arkansas defense is just horrible, and they're not going to be able to handle the running and the passing of Johnny Manziel, the Texas A&M quarterback. And quite honestly, I don't know how much heart, I hate to say it, but I don't know how much heart is left in this Arkansas team, particularly to go on the road and win a football game.
Boy, it is super tough to play at Kyle Field. You can ask anybody that's ever played in the Big 12, they'll tell you that. So they come into the SEC with one of the tougher places to play. The core will be out there in full force. Before we move on, Tony, I want to ask you about Bobby Petrino, and I'm just curious. Is this really telling us that he was really the mad scientist, the mastermind of all their success, or is this just a cascade of problems that has Arkansas looking this way?
Well, what you're talking about, Kevin, is leadership. And for forever, how you feel about Bobby Petrino, the man knows how to coach football. I'm absolutely convinced that if Bobby Petrino had been there, they would have not have lost to Louisiana Monroe. The coaching staff let that game get away from them. I think managing a team through difficult in-game situations, Petrino was very good at play calling, sequencing your plays, and making adjustments. And this coaching staff really hadn't done a whole lot of that. So, I think Bobby Petrino would have made the difference. Certainly, he would not have made a difference against Alabama. We understand that. But in the other games, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they would not have beaten Alabama, but I do believe that there's no way they lay an egg and go out 52-0 at home and get shut out there for the first time since 1966. Before we move on, you've heard the laughter. Any chance that Auburn's looking at Bobby?
It's hard for me to see that. It's hard, Kevin. It's hard for me to see. Listen, Bobby Petrino will coach again. There's no doubt in my mind. I just think the odds are against him coming back at this level of football. Now, having said that, I have been fooled before when teams get desperate and they want to win. But to me, I don't see Bobby Petrino coming back at this level. Will he get back to this level? If he behaves himself, yeah, there's a pretty good chance that'll happen. I just don't see him coming back at this level.
Still a little bit radioactive right now. Be tough to see that happening, especially right now.